I dropped my bike today, guys, and I'm going to tell you that story in a second. But first, I want to say thank you very much for tuning in. This is Don with Desert Mofo. And before I get into the meat of the video, I wanted to take a second to say thank you very much to Nina from She Wolf Moto Co. because she sent me some really cool stuff. First, she sent me this shirt. Let's stand up. There we go. Ride hogs, pet dogs. Really cool. Also, she sent me some stickers. I'll show a couple of them here. I'll do my best to get a few photos later. And she also sent me some pins, which is really nice of her. And if you'd like to hear more about She Wolf Moto Co., she was a guest on my podcast, so you can either check it out in the playlist on this channel and look for She Wolf Moto Co., or if you prefer to listen on the different podcasting apps, it's all on those as well. So the next thing I want to talk about before I get to the bike drop story is the 3x3 challenge. And I was challenged by Frank with the Misplaced Motovlogger channel. And because I know how sensitive people on the internet can be, I decided to do a quick search on YouTube to make sure I understood the rules of the challenge. And it seems like this challenge has evolved sort of like that game of telephone where some people started off doing it one way and now it's sort of going towards a different direction. So what I'm going to do is answer the challenge according to Frank's directions, and then I'm going to go answer the challenge according to what the earlier 3x3 challenge rules seem to be. So in Frank's rules, you need to answer the question, how has the current situation affected your plans to ride? And then after that, you nominate 3 people, they answer that same question. So to answer his question, it actually hasn't affected any of my plans because I started riding, I bought my own bike in March, April time period. So this was all, post the current events. And so there's really been no impact on my plans. Now, to go to the other direction where this 3x3 challenge seems to have originated, those rules tend to be you mention 3 things about yourself that other people may not know, and then you go ahead and nominate 3 other folks. So I'll start off. Number 1, I grew up in a military family, so I've lived in a number of countries and states, and I'll name off some of them right now. Started off born in California, went to Korea, I think we were back to California for a little bit, and then down to Panama, then New York, and then Italy, and then from Italy back to New York for a little bit, and then Illinois, and then California, and then I was out in DC. If you know the DC area, I was living in like Falls Church, Alexandria. And then from there, I moved over to Phoenix, where I am now. Okay, so the second interesting fact about me that a lot of people may not know is that I have 6 cats. Now, I never planned on having 6 cats. I didn't even plan on having 1 cat. But I do love animals, and I'm a big sap, so when I find an animal that's been abandoned or some kittens that need homes, I end up taking them in. My girlfriend and I were lucky enough that when we rescued a litter of 4 kittens last time, we were able to find 2 of them homes, but the other 2 were with us long enough that we got attached, and so now we have 6 cats. Yeah. So my final fact about me that you guys may not know is that I really love to travel. And if you've listened to some of the podcasts, you might know that particular fact, but I don't know if I've mentioned yet that I have a specific goal each year. And that goal is to go one place out of the country and one place inside the country so that I can kind of see the world every year and scratch that travel itch. Who am I going to nominate for this challenge? The first person I'd like to nominate is Easy Rider. He's sort of an old school biker, and if you enjoy watching someone ride a really cool bike and do it through some really beautiful country, then I would suggest checking out Easy Rider. He's got some really fun stories as well. The second person is Mr. G 1965. Mr. G, as a lot of people call him, is hilarious. So if you like comedy, you like motorcycles, go tune into his channel, and I guarantee that you'll have a good time. The last person I'd like to nominate for this challenge is Outback Outlaw. Outback Outlaw actually has a bit more than just motorcycle content on his page. He used to be in radio, and he does a lot of different comedy skits, and I can't tell you, I laugh every time I watch one of his videos. They're really good and kind of puts me to shame anytime I try to make a joke on YouTube. So check him out. I think you guys will really enjoy it. All right, so the bike drop story. What happened? Well, this morning I decided to go for a ride. I've been bringing my GoPro everywhere and a bunch of other equipment to do content for the YouTube channel. And this morning I decided I was gonna go light. It's getting too hot to really be keeping a backpack on and a bunch of other stuff. So I just wanted to go out, enjoy my day. This week has been super busy at my day job, and I wanted to be able to decompress without worrying about whether my mic was gonna be crapping out or if I had too much wind noise or whatever else. I just wanted to go out and have some fun. So I was putzing around Phoenix, and on the way back, there was a mountain in between where I was at and my house. And I decided to go explore, do a little urban exploring up the mountain. And I was coming up to a roundabout, and I was closer to the roundabout than the truck that was also approaching by a fair margin. And there was no yield sign on my portion of the approach. So I started to lean over, and I was getting ready to come into the roundabout when I hear and see him speeding up to make it through the roundabout before me. And as you guys know, I've been practicing a lot of emergency braking, but the practice I've been doing has been straight up, right? And so I thought I was fine with the amount of pressure I was putting on with my front brake, but apparently with the lean angle that I had, it was too much, so I went down. But the good news is I'm fine, the bike's fine, my gear works marvelously, and I can't tell you how much of a non-event it was because of the low speeds and the proper gear. I barely slid at all. I don't even know if I slid. I think I just went down maybe 6 inches or something of sliding. And I landed right on the hip armor, which is great because when you order pants online and the fit isn't perfect, at least for me, it makes me wonder if the armor's in the right place. I can tell you without a shadow of a doubt, the armor's in the right place with the jeans because my hip did hit, but I hit right on the armor and it didn't hurt a bit. And I have no bruises, I have no scrapes. The crash bar for the engine guard that I put on my bike does have some scratches on it, but that's exactly why I bought it, so I'm not upset at all. So that is the bike drop story. All right, so next I want to talk about Great Lakes Supply Company. And why do I want to talk about Great Lakes Supply Company? Because number one, I got a shirt from them, and I'll be showing you guys I'll either insert it here or I'll pop it in at the end. I'm not sure which, so we'll both be surprised when this video comes out. But the second reason that I wanted to bring them up was Meghan Stark is the founder of Great Lakes Supply Company, and she's gonna be the next guest on my podcast. I'm supposed to be interviewing her on Wednesday. That should give me enough time to get the podcast edited and uploaded by Friday, which is my normal release schedule for the Modern Squid. All right, at the end of this video, I'd like to throw out a quick shout out. And for this shout out, I'd like to mention Walt In PA. If you haven't checked out his channel, I would suggest it. He's got a very soothing voice, and he's riding through very serene areas in Pennsylvania most of the time. One of my favorite videos of his was when he went to see a bridge, which, you know, if you don't like bridges, maybe you won't enjoy it. But I thought it was beautiful, so I think you guys should check him out. All right, well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I really appreciate it. If you like motorcycle-related content and you like podcasts, go ahead and subscribe, please, and throw me a like if you enjoyed this video. If you hated it, thumbs down. Tell me why I sucked in the comments. Also, I do have a quick question. How many folks out there listen to podcasts on YouTube, or do you primarily enjoy listening to them on the different podcasting apps? Because I do have my podcast both on YouTube and on the different apps, but it seems like folks are gravitating towards the app, and I'm just curious what you guys think. So if you could leave a comment down below, I'd appreciate it. Thanks again, and bye.